Hello everyone, this is Chris, and welcome back to Cosmic Chapter 2. And let me just say that I am so incredibly excited for today's episode. Like, you have no idea the level of excitement I have today. Because today, what we are going to be doing is make a return to one of the most successful things we did in the last season of Cosmic, Hitman. And for those who don't know what Hitman actually is, let me explain a little bit. So, Hitman is basically a minigame which I have created back in season 6 of Cosmic Chapter 2, where basically we draw random names and we essentially go out to try and kill each other, and whoever has the most kills wins. And the new one is going to be relatively the same. There's going to be similar elements, but there's going to be a lot of new types of things to it. Like, there is literally so many new types of things to it that's basically a different game, but it is also basically the exact same type of game, but with a lot more things to it. And today, I figured what we do is we at least try and make a start for the main area, the sign-up area, the counters, and other things like that to the place. And what I have planned for the brand new Hitman area is very, very big. So I am probably going to have to do quite a bit of it off camera, just because I don't want to spend like 6 episodes on this one thing. I want to get this done as quickly as I can. But yeah, I figured I at least spend one video just getting as much progress done as we can inside a video. Before we get started in building anything, what we actually need to do is we need to go resource grinding. Yeah, I basically don't have anything I need to build this one Hitman area, so we're gonna have to go do a little bit of grinding. And one of the first things I'm going to need for like the main attraction to this one place is actually dead coral. I have never in my life used dead coral in any way, so I guess today is a first. Now I think I need the fire coral. Is this the fire coral? I'm not exactly sure. And oh yeah, I need a silk touch pick. I have one of those, I think. And yeah, we just need to grind out a few of these blocks, get them dead. Yeah, fire coral. And what's basically going to be the center point of this new Hitman area is essentially death itself, with the scythe and everything. And to build him, we need some pretty dark and gray blocks. And these blocks right here, they are way too colorful. But these ones right here, these are the ones we are actually looking for. So yeah, gotta grind out a few stacks of these, and then we could actually get to work. A couple hours later, and we managed to get a few stacks. I think this is about 7 and a bit stacks, so probably not enough, but at least enough to make a start. So I was going to build it on the big spawn island, because, you know, there's so many different types of plots and other places like that in there. But then I realized that while there are a lot of plots, they're not exactly the biggest plots. I mean, there's an infinite supply of plots, just not quite the size I want, because what I'm planning on doing for this Hitman area is pretty big. So what I'm thinking on doing is actually using a relatively decent sized Plains biome, which is actually not too far from the shopping district. Yeah, I use this and I terraform it and do other things like that around here, and hopefully this will be enough space. Hopefully we don't need too much more. I mean, we can definitely chop down some trees if we want, or other things like that, but alright, now I guess we just gotta find a good place to start then and get to work. How about right here? Is this a good place to start? I think it is. I think it's a decent place to start. We build the first little death guy right here. We build ourselves out this way. And yeah, what the plan is actually is we are going to build sort of mountains surrounding this entire death guy right here. And this is pretty much going to be the area which we're going to be using for the sign-ups, for the actual hits, for everything like that. And because this is a very natural style build, it's going to be excruciatingly hard to actually show you the entire process of actually me building it. So I think I'll just do it in bits. I'll show you this little bit and this little like bottom bit, and then I'll bring you back from there. And with that, we have the bottom part completely done. And if we have a look, yeah, that actually looks kind of like, you can kind of see sort of the cloak, or whatever you call it, like at the bottom part for death. Now the top part, there's a lot of parts to that. We need the body part, we need the head, the 2 arms, and we need the scythe that goes on over here. So, yeah, long way to go before we're done with this. Thankfully, there's a really handy building trick which helped us build this thing incredibly quickly, and that building trick is called jump cuts. So yeah, we managed to finish building the entire first little bit of this area, and I gotta say, I'm very proud with how this thing looked like. Like, in my creative world, I actually used cobblestone, so I actually didn't even know what this final thing was going to look like. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out, but we are not done. We are in fact only getting started with this area. But before we start worrying about actually working on other types of things in this area, let's actually put in a little easy sign up. So yeah, I put this little book down here. You can pause the video if you want to read it, but yeah, this is basically just what people are going to read and what people are going to use to sign up with. And what they are going to need is actually a diamond block in order to sign up. And how are we going to do this? Maybe if we dig it back down here and then down here, put a chest there for the blocks, put a hopper. There we go. That's simple enough. I don't know why I was struggling to think on how to do that, but this'll work for a little tiny sign up area. It's a little bit on the sad side for now, but we can spice it up after we build up other things around here. And speaking of other things, what we are actually going to need to do is find a lot of basalt. Now, there's just one little problem. Where on earth am I gonna get a lot, and I mean a serious lot of basalt? Maybe we could come over to Evelyn's farm and actually borrow hers, which, by the way, she already said I could borrow using her basalt farm, so yeah, I guess I'll be here for a little bit, and hopefully this shouldn't take too long. Hopefully I can get at least a couple shulker boxes full. And about 30 minutes later, we actually managed to get so much basalt. And I decided to put it all inside of these 2 shulker boxes, which, yeah, we got this much right here, this much right here, plus a few little extra stacks right here. So this probably isn't going to be enough for what I want to do with this entire area for the Hitman place, but this should hopefully be enough to at least get a decent start. Hang ourselves back over here. Now we can actually get to work on the little area. So I can't remember if I actually told you what my plans are around here, but what I'm basically going to try and do is make it sort of a volcanic, ashy place around here. And then I'm going to dig a pretty decent hole. Maybe not all the way down to bedrock, but pretty far down, just so we can have a pretty deep place for where we could have the counters and other things like that. But yeah, I guess we got to start off somewhere. We got to start working on the base layer of it. Now that the general outline is in place, let's hop on top of this one hill and have a look. And I don't know if this looks good or not. I really don't know if this looks good or not. Okay. I'm not a terraformer. I am very much so not a terraformer, so I'm not sure if this is what we're supposed to do and how volcanic areas are supposed to look. I think they're supposed to be very spiky, kind of like the basalt deltas, I think. Not sure if I'm doing this right or not, but oh well, let's just jump into it and let's see if we can actually make something that looks something good. About 8 hours and over 10,000 blocks of basalt later, we managed to build this entire first half of the mountainous area. And it already looks so incredible. Like, what was I worrying about saying that I wasn't a terraformer? Like, this looks incredible. And if we take a fly up and have a look around, you can see that, yeah, it's pretty cool, but it's also a little bit thin, but I'm perfectly okay with that. I took lots and lots of inspiration from the new mountains which will be coming in the Caves and Cliffs update, and also some inspiration from, obviously, volcanoes and volcanic, like, generation and things like that, and I think, so far, even though we still have so much more to do, like, literally so much more to do, even though we have that to do, this already looks so amazing and I'm already so in love with it. But to take a little break from building up these huge mountains, let's work on another part of this area, and that is actually starting to dig our way down. And yeah, I didn't use all the basalt, I used most of it, but yeah, what I want to do is actually want to dig a really deep hole, probably even all the way down to bedrock, because the majority of things are actually going to be inside of this, like, mountainous area, underground, and I figured what would be really cool is at the very bottom we have sort of, a pit of lava way down close to bedrock, and then in the mountains we'll have, like, bridges leading across, back and forth to other areas and sections of it, and yeah, to do that, though, we have a serious, momentous amount of digging to do, and I might even try and hire any of the other Cosmics. If any of the other Cosmics are watching this and you want to work on a very grindy project, then you know where to head to. And I'm gonna leave the majority of the land surrounding the Grim Reaper guy intact, because yeah, this is gonna be the place where after going across this bridge, you're going to have the option of going back and forth. I'm not exactly sure if I should dig out everything back here. Maybe a little bit, just to make it feel like it's going down, but I don't know. Worrying about the fine details is gonna be a long ways off. For now, we have a, once again, momentous amount of digging. Like, this whole project, this entire minigame, is just centered around huge, huge projects to do, and huge, like, bits and pieces. But in the end, this should hopefully turn out to be something which is actually probably going to be the highlight of this one season, because yeah, we've not really had any type of minigame inside the season. Not that I could really think of, apart from DJ's caving game, and I think that's pretty much it. Apart from that one game, I don't think there's been too many types of minigames in this season, so this one is definitely going to stand out for that, but it's also hopefully going to stand out just for being a huge, huge build in the server. And I figured doing another mega time lapse with digging out this entire area, but then I thought, you know what, I think I'm more comfortable with actually just doing jump cuts, because with jump cuts, like, I don't stress out with actually, having to constantly do stuff and constantly move around, and you can kind of see me doing that a little bit in the in that time lapse. But yeah, I think just jump cuts is the way to do this massive digging thing. I mean, I know it would look really, really cool, but just to keep my stress down a little bit, this is probably a better way to do this. Now that we have the first, like, few layers of dirt taken care of, it's time to break out the beacon, because digging out all the stone just on its own would take literally forever, so this should hopefully make it at least a little bit quicker. Yep, feels like a hot knife through butter now. About an hour later, and if I'm honest, can you even tell much of a difference? I mean, I went down, what was this, 5 blocks? 6 blocks? Seriously gonna take forever, and I think this is a little less fun than building up these mountains. At least with those mountains, I at least had a little bit of fun. With this, you're just, like, breaking blocks over and over again, but it needs to be done. It needs to be done if I want to actually get the idea I want to have for this minigame to get done. A couple hours after the last clip, we're actually finally managing to make a decent amount of progress, even though I've just fallen down in a hole. Yeah, we're actually making some decent progress, and after looking at this, I'm starting to think that maybe going all the way down to bedrock might not be the best idea. My original plan was to actually go down as far as this one scaffolding goes, and this scaffolding goes, I think, right the way down to 20, and now that I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, this is a bit far. This is a little too far for my liking. So maybe instead of Y20, maybe Y30 or 40 or something like that. But at least for now, we are still making progress. We are still working our way down, but we still have lots and lots more to go before we manage to make ourselves all the way down to where we want to be. Another few hours later, and we're about 10 or 15 blocks above where I'd like this hole to be. And after digging out this huge thing, I noticed that signing up over here by this one Grim Reaper guy would be a little bit tricky, especially for those who don't have rockets. So what I did as a temporary solution was I just moved everything just over here so people can still sign up and still, get their names in and other things like that. And while I would absolutely love to continue working on this huge thing inside a video, keep digging down, keep adding decorations and things, I only have a few hours left to finish making this one video, so unfortunately, you're not going to see any more progress, at least in this one video to get it done, but yeah, so far in this one video, we have done so much progress. Like, seriously, I think this is I'm not going to say this for certain, but I think this is probably the most progress I have ever gotten done ever inside of a Cosmic video. I mean, you look at it and you look at like the other Cosmic videos I've done, and yeah, this one is definitely like one of the most progress I have done. So in between videos, I'm going to do a lot more of the grindy type things. I'm going to build up more of these mountains. I'm going to dig down. I'm going to add more decorations and things. And I know I said I only wanted to do like one video on this, but honestly, even though this has been a very grindy project, I've been having so much fun working on this. So maybe I'll do just one more video working on this inside a video, and then we could actually play it. So in the next episode, we will probably do some of the technical type things and other things like that. And yeah, for now, that's pretty much all I have for you. So thanks for watching, and I will see you all later.